everyone. Welcome to Saturday morning live Pilates. No equipment today. So as always, we will start with Pilates posture. That means weight is evenly distributed in your parallel feet. They might be touching, they might be hip distance apart. You're gonna lift through the arches and allow that lift to come up into your quadriceps. You're gonna pull your belly button and you're gonna lengthen your tailbone. Fingers to your rib cage, nice deep breath in through your nose. And exhale, ribs come down. Good. Feel that action of the ribs pulling towards the hips. Should engage your abdominals. Shoulders are wide. Back of the neck is long. Lengthen tall. Shift your weight onto your right leg. Lift up onto your left toes. And then I want you to lift that left leg parallel with the floor if you can. Quad parallel. Balance work, obviously, right? So if this is too challenging, feel free to grab hold of a wall. Otherwise, that left leg is up, and from there, I want you to stretch it out, flex through the heel, point the toe, bring it in. Lift it, flex it, point it, bend it. Stretch, flex, point, bend, stretch, flex, point, bend. Two more, stretch, flex, point, bend. One more, point it, flex it, point it. Bring it down for just a second, take a second. You should feel stability in your right hip, but work in your left quad. With that left quad up again, trying to keep that right hip from going out to the side. So keep it right underneath you. Bring your leg out to the side a little bit, not all the way here, just about 45. And then again, stretch it long. This time, flex the heel, lift 1 inch, lift 1 inch. Feel this quad working and lift, and lift. Beautiful. Bring that down. Should have felt that happening. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. And now we're coming front again. Toes are pointed. Knee is high. Extend that leg straight. And then bend it 1 inch and straighten it. Straighten it. Straighten it. Try not to let it get way down here. Keep it up. Bend and straighten. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, bring that down. I hope this sucker's you're feeling it. Last angle, bend that knee slightly out to the side, lift the knee up, press through the heel, hit that heel as if you're pushing an imaginary wall, oops, sorry, and press, and press, and press. Get it all the way straight at some point, and bring that down. Let's assume that that quadricep is achy. So step back with that left leg, take your hands on your hips, boom, tuck your hips forward and bend that left knee to drop into a stretch here for both your hip flexor and your quad. Bring your arms up over your head if you want. If you're holding onto the wall, that's fine. Lengthen back a little. And then tuck the ribs and the hips closer together and increase that stretch. And then we'll stand up, and now our left leg will be the stabilizer and the right thigh will be working. So we lift up. Again, try not to tip into that left hip. Get that thigh to the ground, extend that leg, flex and point, and bring it in. Extend, flex, point, bend. Extend, flex, point, bend. Good, one more. Beautiful, bring that down. Bring that leg about 1/4 the way out. Good. From there, flex through the heel and lift 1 inch. And bring that down. Woo. Bend that knee again. Bring it out in front of you, point the toes, extend the legs straight, bend 1 inch, and stretch, stretch. And bring that down. Woo-hoo. Here we go, 1/4 of the way out. Lift the knee, flex through the heel, press the heel, press. and bring that down. Ah, whooshy mama. All right, step back with that leg, tuck your hips under, bend your knee, and drop into it. Arms up overhead, stretch it up and back if you want. Tuck those ribs down. Very nice. All right, so lower body should be good. For now, let's go to that wide stance, bend your knees, and put your hands on your thighs. Let's roll through that spine. So I want you to tuck your tailbone under, pull your belly button in, round your low back, mid back, upper back. And then inhale as you extend, tailbone up, shoulders slide out of your ears, back of the neck is long. So a standing cat-cow here. Pretty soon, you know what happens next month in October when we do our cat-cow. We get to actually make that Halloween cat sound. Super fun. All right, last time, go into your cow, stay in your cow, pull your abs in, neutral spine, bring your body parallel to the ground, arms out to the side for just a moment. Feel that. I want you to bring your pinkies to the sky and squeeze your shoulder blades and squeeze and squeeze, warming up those shoulders, 2 and 1, and we warmed them up so that we can walk out, stretch all the way down onto our forearms, find a plank for just a moment, and then tip your hips up and press your chest back towards your legs. Feel a stretch in your neck as it hangs and your shoulders engaging. Shift forward. Shoulders strong, shift back, and just moving through this into your plank. You hold for a moment, and then you shift back and work that upper body a little bit. Last 2. And last 1, knees come down, toes together, sit back, stretch it out. And then we're going to come up, back, and around. And we're going to just remind ourselves one more time about those shoulders as you lie down. Knees bent, feet flat. Fingers push your abs in, fingers to your ribs, pull your ribs down. Abs engaged. Fingers to the sky, press your shoulders against the mat. Feel broad across your chest, even open your arms a little bit. And then exhale, hands above you. Lift them up, feel those shoulders rounding, press them down, open them up. Nod your head, yes, lift, reach, press, and open. Up, reach, press, and open. One more time, back, lift, press down, arms open. Keep that engagement of your shoulder blades on the mat, but bring your hands by your sides. Lift your knees up. A little more than tabletop, so a little bit tucked in, pull your belly button in, and then once you have all that going on, then go ahead and find your tabletop. Stabilize those abs. We're gonna start with our single leg toe touch today. So as one leg moves away from your body, it's the thigh that's moving, your leg isn't straightening, you're keeping that knee bent, but as the leg moves away from the body, it should create some tension on that side where your belly button wants to lift up, but you don't let it. If you want to go to a heel tap, you flex through your foot, and you should feel that just a wee bit more. If you want to squeeze your knees together and lower both legs at the same time, try that. Check on your shoulder blades. Are they still engaged? Are your fingers still reaching? They're at about hip level, and you're stretching through your fingers. You can make this at heel tap, right? So you can flex through your heels and lower those feet. Or you can open those knees into your froggy position and lower and lift. Abs drawn in, ribs nice and flat, back of the neck stays long. Take your time as you lift back up, and then last one, hug those knees in. It was a little bit of a challenge to start with. Feet down on the ground, hands on the ground. Press your fingertips together. Press your hands down, press your forearm down, your elbows, your triceps, and your shoulders. So again, broad across the chest. Use your hands to press to lift your hips into a bridge. And then take those hips an inch higher and squeeze the knees together. Nod your head yes. We're going to keep the hands down for the first bridge. Right knee into your chest, point it up in the air. Keep your left hip lifted, so extra engagement of the left side of your low back. Point your right toes, exhale to flex and lift. Last one, right knee into your chest, bring it beside your left foot, lower your hips, deep breath in. Exhale, press your hands, your forearms, elbows, triceps, shoulders into the ground, nod your head yes. Lift your hips for your bridge, even things up, lift your hips an extra inch, left knee in, extend it up, point and flex as you lift and lower. Two more. Good. In that knee, press it down, knees together, bring your hips down, hug your knees into your chest, and keep your right knee in. Bring your left hand to that knee, and bring your right hand to your right ankle. Lift that shin up parallel to the ground. Extend that left leg up in the air. On the exhale, float the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. Lift yourself up to that right knee as much as you can. Keep your elbows wide, shoulders out of your ears. Exhale, switch your legs. Right hand to your left knee, left hand to your left ankle, sorry. Point your right toes, lift a little higher, widen your elbows, shoulders out of your ears. Inhale, switch it up. Exhale to reach. Inhale to switch. Exhale, reach. And switch. I didn't forget you. We're done. Hug your knees in. Legs back in tabletop, arms into a T position. Quick little spinal twist to one side. Let everything relax. Lift your top leg, follow it by the bottom leg, and then go the other way, please. And then top leg lifts and bottom leg follows it. Knees are stacked. Fingers to the sky, shoulder blades pressed down, hands reach by your hips, out into a T, but not on the ground. Knees in tabletop, and you're gonna let them go side to side. Actually, you know what, let's start easy. Go ahead and put your hands down, and that should allow you to get a fairly wide arc. Try to keep your back ribs engaged, so don't let them just pop up. Use them a little bit to control this. And now here's your challenge. Lift those arms off the ground. And your range of motion will probably get smaller. And now here's your big challenge. Hands together. We call this Charlie's Angels hands. So you can interlace and point your index finger at something in the sky. Now, if you're truly in the sky, this would be a little more challenging. Keep your fingers on a cloud. If you're looking at a ceiling, keep your fingers at that spot on the ceiling as you let your knees go. So I'm not going wah, 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 wah with my arms. They're staying centered as legs go side to side. Notice if your feet want to drop down. Try not to let that happen. And you may be a little stronger to one side. So as always, try to create symmetry. and then take a break. All right, feet together, legs open, slow double leg stretch. Exhale, head, neck, and shoulders float off the ground. Engage those shoulder blades, lift yourself a little higher. Inhale, point your toes. Exhale, flex your heels, reach your arms over your head. On the inhale, reach for whatever, knees, shins, ankles, or toes. Exhale, come down. Inhale, froggy position. Exhale to lift. Inhale, point your toes. Exhale, flex your heels. Inhale, point, lift, reach. And exhale, bring it down. Inhale, open. Exhale, float. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex. Inhale, reach. Exhale, down. Open, lift, reach, flex, point. Exhale, open, lift, point, flex, reach. Exhale. 2 more with me. Open, lift, point, flex, point, lift. Exhale, down. Last time with me. Inhale, open. Then you'll have 1 on your own. Point your toes, flex your heels, arms reach. Inhale, point, lift, reach. Exhale, bring it down. 1 more on your own, please. Slow double leg stretch, 6 steps. Nice job. All right, knees are rocking side to side. We're gonna roll over onto that side. Facing me. Legs are long, arm is underneath your ear. When you look down, you don't want to be able to see your toes. Lift that top leg just to hip height. Check on your waistline and make sure it's lifted. Bring that leg in front of you to about maybe a 45-degree angle. Flex through the heel and lift and lower on that 45-degree angle. Making sure, as you do this, that your waistline isn't lifting and lowering as you do it. So if you have a mat, it's basically out from the corner of your mat. Good. Now lift that leg, hip height again, bring it behind you, point the toes down, try not to roll forward, right? Tap your toes behind you and lift. Can you get that leg the same distance as it was when it was in front of you, right? Or is it close by? Can you get it a little farther away? Good. Lift that leg, hip height. It comes in front of you, but we're going to bend that bottom knee all the way up to 90 degrees and bring that leg right in front of your hip. Flat foot to start with, lift and lower. And then point the toe down, tap your toe, lift your heel. And bend that knee. Hopefully you felt that on that outer hip. Press yourself up. We're going to go to the other side for now. Stretch yourself long, please. Arm underneath your ear. Look down so you can't really see your toes. Lift that top leg to hip height. Waistline off the ground. Bring that leg to about a 45-degree angle and lift and lower. Keep your ribs pulled in. Good. Now bring that leg back to hip height. Bring it behind you. Try and get it as far away as you had it before. Turn the toes down, lift and lower. Good. Bring that foot in front of you again. Then the bottom knee all the way out. Foot is flexed and we lift and lower. Waistline off the ground. And then we point the toe down, lift and lower. and we relax. Ah. All right. We're going to come up. So this may be a little challenging for some of you to be on your hand. We're going to try to be on our hand with a straight arm. If this is not working out, you can certainly go back down to your forearm if it's too much on the wrist. I would not recommend being on your fist on one hand because that's a teeny tiny surface area for the rest of your body to be dealing with, right? And then what we're going to do, we're going to let our front hand, top hand help us a little bit initially, okay? Shoulder back, lift up out of it, press yourself up, and maybe you're doing a staggered side plank to start with. If you can, stack your feet. If not, don't worry about it. Shoulders out of your ears. All right. Little challenge. Can you bend your elbow an inch and press it straight? Bend and straighten. Elbow. So I know a lot of you are doing hip. Can you do just your elbow? Your hip is going to move, but bend and straighten your elbow. And that's a lot, I realize. If you need to, take a few fingers of the other hand to give yourself a little bit of support like that. And then we're going to come down. We're going to stay on that same side. You should have felt that some in your tricep, a little bit in your obliques. Now we will go to that forearm plank, okay? So elbow right underneath you. As always, push your shoulder back. Woo, lift those lats up. And then come up into your best version of a side plank. We're going to rotate under, thread the needle. We're going to come back to center, and we're going to open to the back. Come back to center, thread your needle, open up, open to the back. Center, thread, up, open. And relax. Other side, please. So we started with that straight arm, right? For this first one, shoulder back. Use your top hand to bring yourself up and then stack your feet if you can. And then the idea is to bend and straighten that arm. Your hips are going to lift and lower, but it's not about lifting and lowering the hips. It's about bending and straightening that arm. If that's too much, let your other hand assist you. So it's like a push-up with one arm and a finger up with the other. And when you've had enough, come down and back onto your forearm. All right, shoulder back, lift through those lats. When you're ready, come up into your side plank, stack everything, rotate under, center, open to the back. Rotate under, center, open to the back. One more. And then you're going to meet me on your abs. Bend your knees, wide knees, and just take a little windshield wiper side to side, please. And then legs are going to stay wide for a moment, just to let that low back have a little break. Rock your hips a little bit more. Shoulders out of your ears. And then you're going to walk those big toes to touch. So big toes together. Toenails stay on the ground. Lift your kneecaps, but keep your toenails down. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and then hover them. Nod your head yes. Deep breath in. On the exhale, pull your hands in front of you. Inhale, pull back, and exhale, dive forward. Keep all 10 toes on the ground. Keep that lower body grounded during your breaststroke here. And relax. So now we're going to work the lower body. Hands can just stack and let your forehead rest there. Point your toes, lift your thighs off the ground, give me little flutter kicks. And relax. We're going to put those two things together. Hands underneath your shoulders, big toes to touch. Lift your upper body, hover your hands, lift your thighs, start your flutter kick as you're ready. reach forward, inhale back. And relax. And let's press all the way back, resting position, please. Hips sit back on your heels. All right. And as you come up, you're going to slide onto your forearms, drop your hips, low back stretch here for a moment. Back of the neck is long. All right. So first, we're just going to do a regular forward plank. We're going to add on to that in a moment. So bring your big toes to touch. Back of the neck is long. Options to just lift your body and just stay here with your toes and your knees on the ground, or you can roll onto the fronts of your thighs by tucking your booty under, pointing the toes, or you can straighten out those legs, lift your knees, and press through those heels. And gently come down. Do what you prefer, windshield wiper or press back. All right. A bit of a challenge here. So just really listen carefully to my directions, okay? And then think about it as you go and say, am I doing this? So prop yourself up. Elbows down. Both elbows are down, and they're going to stay that way. I want you to give me a wide stance with your feet. Shoulders out of your ears. You can do this on your knees, okay? Just when I say toe or foot, think that side thigh. When you're ready, lift up, rotate your hips towards me, but keep both elbows on the ground. So look down, don't lift this top arm, put that top arm down, both hips are towards me, lift the hip higher, the one that's in the air, lift it, and then come down. Lift it, come down to both elbows. Stay on both elbows. Good. Beautiful. Twist back to center. Keep arms down, twist the other way. Hip lifts. And relax. And let's all press back, shell stretch. Come up to your hands and knees, please. Take your left hand, big step forward with your left hand, big step forward with your right knee. And then just let your body undulate forward in a cow and roll back in a cat. Beautiful. Step back with your right knee and back with your left hand, forward with your right hand, forward with your left knee. Undulate cow forward and back into your cat. And forward. Good. And then stack everything up, round into your cat stretch, open into your cow. From there, let's find neutral. So bring your hand to your abdominals. If they're saggy, pull them in, but pull them in without tucking your hips, right? So pull in, hands to your ribs, pull those in. Then walk that hand forward and the opposite leg back. And then you're gonna lift that arm by your ear and that leg up to hip height. Three options. One, stay where you are. Two, tap and lift. Or three, open and close. Small movement, leg moves out to that side, arm to the opposite. Try and keep that leg at hip height. and bring it down. Round into your cat stretch and open into your cow. From there, shoulders out of your ears, abs in, ribs in, hand forward, leg back, lift them up, hip height and arm height, ear height, sorry. And then you can either stay there, or you can tap down and lift up, or you can open and close. And bring it down. Woo, roll those shoulders and then extend. And then we are coming over into a seated position. Feet on the ground, knees together, ankles and big toes touching or hip distance apart if that's okay. Just be aware of your knees gapping open. Straighten your arms to lean back, and then notice if your head didn't come with you. Bring your head with you, nod your head yes. Keep all 10 toes on the ground. Take your ribs and your hips a little closer together. So a little tuck in that lower back, but not around in the upper back. And then let go. Open your arms into a T, tap your knees. T, tap, T, tap. If opening your arms to the side hurts your low back, don't do it, or come up a little higher. Grab your hamstrings, pull your belly button in, curl into that spine. Imagine you have a string on your belly button. Lift it up, lift it up, lift it up. Grab your shins, extend tall, opposite direction. Adding on, you can stay with that or to the next level. Here we go. Grab your hamstrings. That was Yoda's hinge back. Pull your belly button to your spine. Bring your arms out, this time into a V and tap. V and tap. And then hands, grab your hamstrings, pull your belly button in, crunch a little deeper. There's that string pulling you up, 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 and then you sit tall. You can stick with either one of those, or you can go to option 3. Grab your legs, straighten your arms, pull your belly button and your ribs closer together. Arms reach up overhead and tap and lift. And grab, pull in, round up, sit tall. Woo. Hopefully you guys felt those. Shoulders out of your ears. Grab hold of your hamstrings and roll all the way down this time. Keep your feet far away from you, right? So I don't have my knees bent here. They're kind of far away, enough that I can roll my toes off the ground and be on the backs of the heels, right? So my feet are probably about a 90-degree angle, hopefully. Feet at the ankles. Hands by your sides. Let's remind ourselves of those shoulders. So push your shoulders back into the ground, lift your chest, and then collapse the other way. Press, collapse, press, collapse, press. Keep your shoulders down, but then pull your ribs down. Oh! All right. Keep your feet that far away. Lift your hips in a bridge. Now hover your hands. You should feel a little more in your hamstrings, or a lot of more. Right knee into your chest, extend it up in the air, so that left foot should really be pressing into the ground, that left heel, and I should feel left hamstring and left glute. Hands by your sides, but hovering, right toe above you. Try not to have it too far away. Poke a hole in the ceiling by lifting the left hip, and lift, and lift, and lift. Beautiful. Right knee bends. Put it down beside the left heel. Put your hips down. Rest your hands. Nod your head yes. Stretch through your fingers. Lift those hands off the ground. Press down through your hips. Lift up. Left knee in, extend it up, point that toe. Feel that right hamstring, point that left toe, lift an inch, lift an inch. Knee in, place it down. Woo, hips come down. That should have been some excitement for those hamstrings. Right knee into your chest, bring it up and over towards your right shoulder. Rotate that knee open, bring your ankle towards your left shoulder a little bit. You can play with your toes for a second if you want. Give them a nice little stretch. And then straighten that right leg out. Left knee comes in, bring it over to your left shoulder. Reach down towards that right foot, bring it across your body. And again, you can give it a little love. And stretch that out. Arms into a T position. Bend your knees again. Pull your ribs down. Abs drawn in. Lift your knees tabletop. And now I want you to straighten your legs up. So we did that tick-tock or that pendulum earlier with bent knees. If you need to go back to bent knees, feel free. Otherwise, try this with straight legs. Now your arms are helping, and that's fine for now. You can even turn your palms down if you want. And then your challenge is palms up, arms off the ground, and try that pendulum again. Once again, as I mentioned, that range of motion will probably get quite a bit smaller. And then we go Charlie's Angels. If you remember how you normally clasp your fingers, try to move your pinky finger one and clasp. So the opposite thumb is on top. It'll feel weird, it'll look weird, and try that. Keep your fingers together, pointed up in the sky, same place. Try not to let them rock side to side. Woo! If you go too far, you'll fall. I almost did. And relax, hug those knees in. Take a little rock side to side, please. All right. Okay, speaking of rocking, we're gonna pivot those knees open. We're gonna reach down and grab our ankles. We're gonna curl up in a little ball, so our feet are in that froggy position. We're going to start a little rocking motion here, and we're going to try to create that rock by creating a roundness in our spine, eventually rocking enough that we can sit at the top for a second without our feet on the ground. Option to come up, flap your feet 3 times. It's the seal. I know that Carol's doing this in her house. Who else is doing this? Ted and Teresa? Yeah, you guys are making that seal sound. Last time, hold at the top, shoulders out of your ears. Bring your knees together, feet are still off the ground. Back of the neck is long. Grab your ankles and then lift your legs tabletop. Notice if you rounded, try to sit tall. From there, when you are ready, both legs up, extend into open leg balanced position. So balance doesn't mean we're rocking and rolling and curling. We are trying to lift through that chest, hold onto the legs, open that chest. Good job. Now, if you wanted to try open leg rocker, you roll back, but then you stop at the top. You roll back, stop at the top. You do not have to add this. You can just stay with open leg balance. And then we're all going to meet in open leg balance. Good. Bend your knees. Keep your hands where they are. Put your heels on the ground. Let those legs bring you forward, and then walk your hips back till you get a stretch, but without dropping into that spine. And then we're going to sit up, shoulders out of those ears. Bring your legs together. Grab your right knee and roll down. Bring that right knee towards your left shoulder, please. Bring your right arm off to the side. Extend that right leg up in the air. Point your toes in to get a nice IT band stretch. And then bend the knee again. And bring it all the way across your body in a nice twist. And then drape that right ankle over your left thigh as you come back through center. Bend your left knee, reach around, grab your left hamstring, use your right elbow, push that right knee away. And then cross the knee all the way over, give it a big hug, arms back into that T position. You can put your left foot on the ground and then let your knees drop, or you can go from this higher position and let your knees drop. So a deeper twist here. And then you're going to straighten out your left leg and then right leg. And now we're going to bend the left knee in, please. Bring it across towards your right shoulder. Left arm off to the side. Left leg straightens, toes point in. And then bend that knee as you come into a twist. And then ankle across the right thigh. Passive figure 4 until you bend that right knee. Grab your right hamstring. Hug that leg in. Use your left elbow against that left knee. You can give that left foot a little love while it's right there in your face. Good. And then cross all the way over and either put your foot down and then twist, or if you prefer, keep your knees up and then twist. Straighten your right leg, straighten your left leg. Deep breath in. On the exhale, either roll up a vertebra at a time, doing your last roll up, even though we haven't done any today, or roll over to your side. Good. We're gonna come into that down dog position, but with straight arms this time. Press your chest towards your hips, and then come into a straight arm plank for just a second. And then press up and back, and plank it. And one more time, press up and back. Put your left heel on the ground, and feel a nice stretch in that left leg. Bring your right leg behind it, and then if you want to, extend that right leg up. Even open away from it if you would like. And then that right leg comes down. Press the heel down. Cross your left ankle behind it if you like. Or send that left leg up. Or open it to the other side. And then as your feet come down, we'll take that wide stance. We'll walk back. We'll bend our knees. Hands on your thighs. Exhale, cat stretch. And inhale, cow. Shoulders out of your ears, back of the neck is long. Bring yourselves up. Thank yourselves. It was a tough class today. At least it was over here. All right, please join me if you have a moment. Last little bit of OMG or trivia or whatever we're doing here.